Hello and welcome to lesson number 3 in our warm-up exercise series. So this particular one we're looking at chord strumming. So just some simple open chord progressions with some basic strumming patterns. Previous to, we were looking at fretting hand hammer-ons and pull-offs and also alternate picking, but doing strumming in this one, but you can check those first two out as well if you want. Now I'm in standard open E tuning here, so open E power chord tuning, which is E, B, E, but because it's a power chord, like what we would class as normal G-D-G tuning works absolutely fine. It's basically all of the riffs will sound the same, just a little bit higher. So you can play in that absolutely fine. You can also play in lower D-A-D, which we've used in recent videos, whichever one is your preference basically. And there's also a PDF download available, so it covers all of the exercises from all 4 of these lessons. So click through to the website if you're interested. Much appreciated, helps support the channel, and you know, great reference to accompany all of these as well. But I think that's about it. So let's get straight on with exercise number 1. Okay, so straight into the exercises. So like we were saying, we're using a flat pick. Just get a little bit of focus on this. And there is a beginner lesson, a couple of beginner lessons on basic flat pick playing, sort of picking and strumming. So the strumming one is for 20th Century Boy T-Rex, so you can check that out if you want to look at something that's a bit more sort of beginner level, and that's for standard fretted playing as well. So because we're playing chords here, what we're going to be doing is just doing a very simple sequence, and then we're going to be looking at different strumming patterns that go along with the same chord sequence. Now obviously, just sort of focus out, obviously once you have learnt this, you can do it with other sequences as well, other chord sequences, but the one we're doing here is so pretty sort of classic standard chord sequence, that one. Now if you're in G-D-G tuning, you've got fret 4 on string 1, 2 open strings plus that note, that would be a G chord. And then you've got fret 2 on string 1 and fret 2 on string 3 with open string 2 in the middle, that would be a D chord. And then if you have got fret 2 on the middle string, fret 4 on the bass string and open string 1, that would be an E minor chord. And then keep your first finger where it is on fret 2, reach up with your little finger, pinky finger, onto fret 5, and then still open string 1, that would be a C. In this E tuning, it's E, B, C sharp minor, A. Or if you're in low D-A-D tuning, that would be D, A, B minor, G. Okay, but basically the shapes are all exactly the same. So when we're playing chords, we've just got to make sure we're getting sort of the focus out here. We've just got to make sure that we're bridging round. This one doesn't matter so much, but here we've got to make sure that we're not catching any strings there. And then say for this E minor, if you're in standard tuning, it's very easy to catch string 1. So you've got to make sure you're bridging round, so get your hand in position, sometimes the thumb further back. You can hold it like this as long as you're curling your fingers So you're making good use of these final two joins in your fingers, so you coming round like that. And then the C is a bit of a stretch. Okay. Now, if these 4 chords feel a little bit difficult to use and also keep the rhythm going at the same time, then just do the different strumming patterns between probably the 2 easiest, which are the G if we're in standard G tuning, and the D. So just go between those 2. Okay. Let's just have a very quick look at those chords from this angle. So there's the first one. Okay, so let's just go back to this angle. Just sort out this focus here. Now, when we were picking, we were doing this sort of movement, we were doing a vertical wrist movement. When you're strumming, you actually want to be rotating from your elbow, like that. So you're like flicking, it's more of an arc, okay? So, down, up, down, up. Just doing that on the open strings there. Now, don't feel that you have to play all 3 strings going down and all 3 strings coming back up. You can kind of hit the bottom 2 and then the top 2, that's fine. So you actually get some slight variation in the sound. But basically, what we're going to do is we're going to keep like 4 beats in a bar, and I'm just blocking off the strings. And we're either doing just down strokes or up strokes as well, which makes, now I'm keeping my down strokes at the same speed all the way through, and so when I put the up strokes in, it's making it sound twice as fast. That's just how you strum. So in the same way as we had the alternate picking exercise, this is alternate strumming. Okay, so we've got the rhythm number 1, strumming exercise number 1. We've got down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down. So if I do that, probably a bit more slowly on, I'll just start off with the G and the D. That's if we're in standard G tuning, and then I'll go at the other 4 as well. So it's down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down. Let's try that from a different angle. So 3, 4, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down. Just repeat that. If that's difficult to keep the rhythm going and change, and it frequently is when people first start playing chords, then maybe we could just do the rhythm just staying on this first chord, and we'll say do that 4 times. Now it's really important, don't look at this hand. Just keep looking at your chords at all times. 3, all times. 2, 3, 4. So down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down. Okay, I'm going to go a bit slower, and we're going to try that with all 4 chords now. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change. 2, 3, 4. Change. and repeat. 2, 3, 4, change. 2, 3, 4, change. 2, 3, 4, change. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Right, strumming pattern number 2. Very, very similar, but we're gonna miss a downstroke. So what we were doing before was just then we were going 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just make sure we've got this in focus. But this time we're going to miss downstroke number 3. We're going to go 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So I'm still keeping that movement going, but I've missed the third downstroke. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. I'll try that with the G and the D. That's obviously if we're still in the standard G tuning. So 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. There's the first one. Now I'll change it. 1, 2, and 3. And 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now, if that's okay, I can even put a final upstroke at the end of each bar. Now on the score, the tab that I mentioned that you can download, I've put here, don't play the final upstroke of each bar at first. So I've put that in brackets, but you can put it in. So it sounds like this when you put it in. Down, down, up, and up. So there's the first rhythm, and this time I'll go back to the variation, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So you just got a final up. If I was to speed up, what I might want to do is change early, like jump off the chords early, and the very final upstroke is actually on the open strings. Let's just focus in on this hand here. So we've got down, down, up, miss, up, down, open, 2, and 3, and 4, open. I'm kind of exaggerating that movement with my fretting hands, chord hands. So if you can see that, let's just try it from a different angle. We're going to go down, down, up, miss, up, down, open, on the upstroke, down, up, miss, up, down, open. When you speed it up, that becomes really helpful. It means that you're not having to change so quickly. You've got like a whole beat, you've got 2 strums to change in between each chord. So there, it might have been difficult for you to hear that I was actually doing an upstroke at the end of each chord to jump into the next one, because it was quick, but that's exactly what I was doing, and it just makes it nice and smooth. Okay, so once you've got that, you can try and play the 4 chord sequence. 3, 4, 4. Okay, now what I did there was going from this chord, so in normal G tuning, that's your E minor, to your C. That is a common note. So I'm not actually going to move that one, so I'm going to go, just going to keep it in place, just because it makes it easier. It's more about the ease of changing as opposed to the particular sound you get from playing the open strings. So jump off with that finger. Know what you call common notes here, so I'm going to jump off with all of those, but I'm going to leave finger 1 on to get up to the C. A bit faster, it kind of really helps putting those sort of bouncing off the strings. Okay, so strumming exercise number 3. This is quite a sort of energetic sounding one. We're really kind of emphasizing the upstrokes. So I'm going so it's got a bit of a Beatles obla-dee obla-da sound to it, amongst other things. So what I'm doing here is I'm going down, up, and then I'm actually going to stop the strings dead with the side of my thumb, like that. And that is, I'm using the side of my thumb because I'm coming straight back up with an up afterwards, so it puts my pick on the underneath of the strings. So I'm going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You can see that. Down, up, down, up, down, up. So putting that little sort of rest in, that little break in the sound is quite nice for the rhythm. But again, with this one, don't play the final upstroke to start with. So we're just actually going to go like this. Down, up, down, up. Nice gap. Down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up. And then let's try that slowly, but we'll try that with all 4 chords. So it's 3, 4, down, up, 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 down, up. Okay, and then finally putting the last extra upstroke in at the end of each bar. I'm going to do that open. So the extra final upstroke is going to be an open, exactly the same as what we did in the previous strumming pattern. Down, up, down, up, open, open. Bit slower. Open. Open. And so on. Okay, and last one. So this is what we're doing here. We're going to be kind of doing some quite fast notes in the middle, but a longer one at the beginning. So up until this point, we've only been using 1 beat and half beat notes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 half beat notes. 1, 2. I've introduced some quarter beat notes there. Okay, let's just get this focus right. So we've got 1, 2, quarter beat means we've got 4 notes in a beat, which with rhythm playing would normally be down, up, down, up. So it's 1, down, up, down, up. That was beats 1 and 2. Beat 3 is down, down, up. Beat 4 is down, up, down. So the second half of the bar, against all 4 beats in a bar, is down, down, up, down, up, down. So in total, we've got a single long 1, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. Go a bit slower. 1, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. So if I do that with the chords, down, 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 down. If I count that, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we can do that, changing just between the D and the G to start with, the G and the D. So 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the fact that we've got loads of strums in that strumming pattern in each bar probably works well for slower tempo songs. So that previous one's good for like quick tempo sort of driving. So if I just do that once with all 4 chords, 3, 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's it. I hope that was useful. I hope that's helpful for your basic strumming for like different songs. There's quite a few available on the YouTube channel, like sort of chord strumming songs, things like Creedence Clearwater, Bob Dylan, and so on. So you can check those out if you're interested. And we will see you here again very soon on Coded Guitar.